John Borman, because he had read a script I'd written and he asked me to write a script with him, and he wanted me to go through the last draft of Excalibur, because it was a script about 400 pages long, and I was trying to reduce it to something that would be around 90 minutes. And then he said, "I'm off to make the movie now," and he wanted me to be around on the set to talk to. So I proposed that he allow me to make a documentary on making the film, which he very generously did, And I then, when I wrote the script Angel, because I was playing in a band that used to travel up and down to Belfast and Derry and stuff like that, almost like, not quite a kind of country band, a dreadful band actually. And I used to play the saxophone in the band, because I was living with two kids in Victoria Road in Clontarf, and you take any opportunity you can to make money, kind of thing, And I wrote the script Angel anyway, about a musician who gets involved in a violent event and exchanges his saxophone for a gun, basically. And I showed it to Stephen and asked him to be in it, and John Borman produced it, and he enabled me to get the movie made. Yeah, that's that story.
Well, I mean, it was a miracle, as Marty was saying, that any film, any utterly Irish film was happening,
Yeah, but the miracle isn't making the movie. The miracle is anyone can make a movie. Seriously, that's what's irritating about what the people sometimes call the film industry. They think the triumph is actually making the film, but you've got to make a film about something too, don't you?
Well, because you made something about Ireland.
Well, it was about something that existed at the time. It basically was using the template of a revenge thriller in a kind of an existential context in the north of Ireland at the time. So most of the show around Bettystown, actually.
Where?
Bettystown, don't you remember? Yeah, Bettystown, where I grew up.
Yeah.
Which I do write about in the novel, in the book, in the memoir as well. Okay. So
No, but it was an extraordinary thing, It was very important that took a young guy through that world,
Yeah.
And
And it was your first. Was it your first experience in movie? You'd done another movie, hadn't you?
I hadn't done a movie with a proper role, but it was my first movie, and it was exciting for me because I was just playing a guy who could have been me, and
well, also you were a very intelligent interpreter of the logic of a script.
You're absolutely right.
No. I think Stephen's relationship has mainly been with writers, hasn't it? With Sam Shepard and Samuel Beckett and Hugh Leonard. He had an enormously close relationship with Hugh Leonard.
No.
It's great. Brian Friel, Seamus Heaney, and
I directed that play that Seamus wrote.
Cura Troy.
Cura Troy.
Did you? Okay, yeah.
It was fantastic, We had such, with Felix, we had such incredible writers every year,
Yeah.
And Brian.
Yeah. Yep.
And Translations was a sort of miracle as a first play for our company, because it was about everything that was important, in this country. And lost the language.
We both just saw a Ukrainian version of it in the Abbey, and it was a very strange experience, wasn't it? Because to me Brian's play is about resignation of an inevitable set of changes that are about to happen, to a culture, I suppose to Donegal in the 1830s, around the time of whatever period it was written. And the Ukrainian production turned it into, the end of it turned it into a battle cry or something, didn't it? It was kind of strange.
Well, because they were in the middle of it, Brian was writing this play with the destruction of the language and the place names and everything, long after that had occurred.
Of course, yeah.
So the Big Hugh spoke with a kind of wisdom that he could only have had if he'd known what happened,
Yeah, no, I know.
And I always felt a bit funny about that, but
Why? Why did you feel funny about that?
Because how did he know?
Yeah, but there was a wonderful sense of kind of loss and poetic kind of loss of that last statement, wasn't it? You know, wasn't it? We're going to have to.
Yeah, I just.
Okay.
I wasn't entirely, but as you say, the Ukrainian one was they weren't going to give in. You know, they were. That company was full of people whose relations were actually fighting.
Yeah, but the play still allowed for it, didn't it? In a way,
It did.
Yeah. But maybe that's because it's a great play, you know.
It is a great play.
Yeah.
And then the next year we did the Three Sisters, and I directed that, which actually was the only reason I was able to do Angel was because I wasn't touring with the play. I was actually available.
Yeah. Can I say now, I've always had the sense that you've all seen the way Liam Neeson and Cillian Murphy and Brendan Gleeson and actors now follow this immediate Hollywood kind of trajectory without any sense of embarrassment whatsoever. You know? It's true, isn't it? I always felt that Stephen could have gone that route, you know, but didn't because of your engagement with Field Day. Would that be a true statement?
Well, immediately after, I did one film after Angel with Richard Eyre, you know, but no, I did. I was working. I was doing this thing for the next 10 years, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I couldn't.
Well, you continued it after you were nominated in the Crown Game, didn't you? You continued the.
Well, that was a
you
very conscious
disengagement. Yeah.
No, I decided even when I was in New York that I would do a production of Uncle Vanya and Frank McGuinness did the version, which really paved Brian, you know.
And that was back in Ireland, yeah?
Yeah, I decided it in New York when I was with Frank, you know, doing that play of his.
Yeah.
And then, and so that, I'm
No, what I'm saying is you could have gone to Hollywood, yeah. You know, you could have got bloody, you know, CAA to be your agent. You could have, you know, you could have demanded a big ticket. You could have demanded, I don't know what, whatever stars get. What was that? I'm just trying to make it feel bad, okay? But I always felt your engagement with Field Day in particular, you know, was bigger than the possibilities of what Hollywood could offer you. Do you understand what I mean?
Well, I'm not sure. You know, there are a lot of personal things too. You know that. I eventually got custody of my children, and I felt compelled to be with them rather than drag them to Hollywood. You know.
Yeah, you can have kids in Hollywood too, you know.
What?
People have kids in Hollywood too, they do.
I know, but then they marry 7 different people. I don't know. I have a peculiarly old-fashioned thing that I wanted my kids to grow up in Ireland. Do you not think so?
Well, that's
you said to me actually.
What?
When I was I was worried about what I was going to do, and you said, "Come to Dublin, bring the kids to Dublin."
Okay.
You don't remember?
I probably did. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It's no. I've said this before, you know, but Neil kind of transformed my whole. I didn't know how I was going to break into the movies, you know, but you know, Angel was like the one. You know, I'm not saying it was great in it, but it was well cast, you know, and that you know. Why wouldn't you cast a guy, you know?
Of course not, yeah.
I'm a wonderful saxophone player. no, but I also, that's why I can't mean to say this about Keith Donald, you know. The emotional centre of that film is actually Keith's playing, you know.
Keith Richards. Keith Donald.
Keith Donald, what did I say?
You said Keith Donald.
I did. And no, but his playing was so emotional.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, I've often sent Stephen scripts. Yeah. That I've been working on. I think I have, haven't I? Yeah. I mean, I sent you the script of Crying Game. Yeah.
No, you didn't send me that. No, I've told you this before, and even the other day, I think.
Okay, sorry, tell me.
That's right. So he says, like, come here. Oh, come on. I think was it in Susie Figgis' house or something?
Maybe.
In her kitchen, the casting room, and he told me the story of the Crying Game. He told me the whole story, and they came to the bit, and he said, and she's a man. And I said, I'll do it.
Okay.
Didn't I say that the other night? Yeah.
But then I subsequently sent you a script, didn't I? No?
Then you sent me the script.
Okay.
It's called The Soldier's Wife.
It was called The Soldier's Wife, yeah. And it was called The Crying Game for reasons that are entirely personal, actually. Because in the first story that I wrote, which is called Night in Tunisia, the book of stories I published, for some reason I was always obsessed with that song. It's mentioned in the story Night in Tunisia. Dave Perry's The Crying Game, but nobody noticed that, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, so we got to make that movie, and then...
But before that we had done
yeah,
Company of Wolves.
we did Company of Wolves, yeah,
And that was great.
it was amazing, fun, kind of wild, weird. Yeah.
Fun for you.
But fun
I
for
had
me.
to spend 7 hours in makeup.
You did tearing
Oh,
your face off and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Stephen had to turn into a wolf in Company of Wolves, and there were 3 characters that had to turn into wolves, and with this